Mr. Atul Singh, I want to bring in Ankit for a moment. Is there any word, Ankit, on the CCTV camera inside the cockpit? This report, does it mention anywhere what that camera or what that third eye saw? Was it intentional? Was it inadvertent? Or was it a mechanical failure or a computer failure? That would, reveal the truth.
Well, Gaurav, we expect to hear more from the investigators in next few months, because we expect next stages or maybe a final version of this report, maybe sometime around sometime next year. But as far as the prelim report is concerned, Gaurav, the prelim report does not find any other fault other than this part of the cockpit. Remember, the accidental switching that is being brought out. Even if one pilot wants to kind of turn this position from run to cutoff, remember there are two switches. One switch can be accidentally, maybe even if we have to assume that somehow one switch's position was changed from run to cutoff, it is virtually impossible, Gaurav, to assume that the same thing will happen to the second switch as well. And remember, if you read the prelim report, they tried to restart the engine. They changed the position. After that, one engine failed to provide thrust, which means there had to be something else. There is obviously more than what has been written in the 15-page report. We can understand there is not enough time, because different versions of this report, probably with more evidence, will come out in days and weeks and months to come. We will hear about the video, we will hear more about the evidence, but at this point, there are more.
Give me a moment. Let's cut across and listen into the Civil Aviation Minister.
ఆనందకరమైనటువంటి మా వాతావరణంలో వాళ్ళందరికీ కూడా ఇవ్వడం నిజంగా ఒక మెమరబుల్ ఈవెంట్. గత 3 సార్లు కూడా మంత్రిగా ఇక్కడే విశాఖపట్నంలో ఎంతో మందికి ఈరోజు రోజ్గార్ మేళా ద్వారా అపాయింట్మెంట్ లెటర్స్ ఇచ్చాం. ఇది ప్రధానమంత్రి గారు కూడా చాలా ప్రతిష్టాత్మకంగా చేస్తున్నటువంటి కార్యక్రమం. వికసిత్ భారత్ 2047లో మన భారతదేశం తాలూకా యువశక్తి అందరినీ కూడా మోటివేట్ చేసి వాళ్ళందరికీ కూడా ప్రజలకి మెరుగైన సేవలు అందించడానికి ఒక కార్యక్రమం ఎంతో ఉపయోగపడుతుందన్న విధంగా ఇది నిరంతరం కూడా జరుగుతుంది. ఈరోజు దేశం మొత్తం మీద 47 వివిధ కేంద్రాలలో 51,000 మందికి.
Mr. Singh, there are experts who are, writing into us, who are watching this bulletin and saying it cannot happen inadvertently. It has to be deliberate unless there is a computer error. Aviation experts point to the point that these switches are deliberately designed to prevent any accidental movement. To flip them, one must lift or pull the guard mechanism, a safety measure that's been put in place.
Yes, very much. The entire cockpit designing has been done in such a fashion that this kind of thing is very rare to happen. Okay, number one. Number two, but here one thing, number two, I would like to say, the Boeing system automation, the Boeing's process of evolution related to system automation requires some honesty and accountability.
Okay.
Like you have seen in the case of 737 MAX.
Yes.
What happened with 2 MAX over there? Boeing is the organization, they introduced the system, but they are not honestly accountable to the evolution of that system when that system is put in place for performance. Did you get my point?
Yes, interesting.
Yes.
No, that's a very interesting point you make, that, automation is happening. They're not coming clear on that. Ankit, sir, stay with me. I want you to elaborate. Okay, go on, sir.
Let me summarize this with one more thing.
Yes.
In civil aviation, in evolution of technology in civil aviation, first of all, there was introduction of fly-by-wire. There was lack of system interface between the existing pilots and the new automation system. And that has led to a lot of mishaps.
Okay.
Same thing is
Sir, give me a moment. The Civil Aviation Minister is speaking on the crash. I want to cut across and listen in.
And regarding the report, this is a preliminary report right now. And from the ministry, we are analyzing the report. But I think it would be better if we can comment on it once the final report comes in. So we are coordinating with AIB also. Whatever support or resources they need, we'll be providing to them. But AIB will be the primary investigating agency into this, and we are hoping that as soon as possible the final report also comes in so that we can arrive at some conclusions. So right now, like the report has only stated within that there are multiple other things also that need to be looked into before preparing the final report. So we want the final report to come in to look at things. So let us wait till then.
Sir, conversation between both pilots, fuel was cut off. This intentional, it was intentional or not? Actually, it was happening.
No, nothing like that. I don't think we should jump into any conclusions on this. I truly believe we have the most wonderful workforce in terms of pilots and the crew in the whole world. I have to appreciate all the efforts the pilots and the crew in this country are putting into the aviation. They are the backbone of this civil aviation. They are the primary resource of civil aviation, and we care for the welfare and the well-being of our pilots also. So let's not jump to any conclusions at this stage. Let us wait for the final report.
Sir, what was your message of the victim family?
Justice has to be done. So I know it is a very difficult time for the family members, but from our side, whatever best we can do from the ministry, we are trying to assist in that.
Sabotage angle, saying that how can the fuel engine shut off on its own?
So this is, see, these are technical things, and that is why we have the investigation agency. And once they are clear with something, they are going to produce the final report. And at this stage, it will be very immature for me also to comment on it. The preliminary has come in, but for something concrete, we have to wait for the final report. And we will assist the AIB in getting it done soon.
So, initial report, preliminary report, what does it indicate? And before we get you more on the story, the engine fuel control switches of this Boeing 787-Dreamliner, what does it indicate? What is it used for? Used on ground for engine start and then shut down at the end of the flight. It's used for manual shutdown or restart during an engine failure. Was that an attempt? Because a Mayday also went out, and I want to bring in Atul Singh for more on this, as I also bring in Ankit, because there is a metal stop lock mechanism. Now the crew has to lift this before changing the position. We are being told it's a guarded bracket only to prevent accidental movement. This is information that we are picking up. So if all of this is happening, Ankit, what would explain the movement if there is no information actually on what the CCTV camera shows? Is there merit? Air Marshal Kapoor saying all of this information was known in 10 days. Why did it take 30 days for this report to come out?
That is the question, Gaurav. Imagine all this information about the safety valves, all these protocols is not coming officially from Boeing. It is coming through experts who have kind of investigated these kind of aircraft accidents. Imagine, Gaurav, God forbid, if something of this kind would happen in USA, would there not be an open congressional hearing? Would then, in that case, Gaurav, would Boeing be able to get away with formal two-line press releases? Those are the questions also that we need to ask, because so far Boeing has not given out any statement outlining how the automation, how the safety system works. Of course, that communication would be with the aircraft.
Yes.
But you remember the families of 241 victims, they also need answers. And in that context, Gaurav, aircraft manufacturing companies, giants such as Boeing, GE, or the engine manufacturer, they need to kind of come up with a better explanation as to why this fail-safe, why this fail-safe failed to protect the 241 people. Because remember, what we are given to understand is two safety valves, one left, one right, and then the protocol that the switches cannot just pull up and down. They need to be vertically pulled up, and then they can change from run to cutoff. Why would any pilot, Gaurav, intentionally, while they are roughly 800, 900 feet above the ground, why will they turn the switches from run to cutoff and not one switch, Gaurav,
very
two
clearly,
switches?
you're absolutely right.